This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded.
Well, good afternoon, folks. We are delighted today to concentrate on the grandparents of Paul Tastad, Andrew Tastad, and Rasmus Rasmussen, who we've been featuring in other sessions. And we are doubly fortunate to have as our leader today, Liv Ingrid Ingebrigtsen Soma. And I must tell you that one of the major reasons we are at this level today talking about family goes back probably 50 years, 52 years, I think, when Liv Ingrid's father, Jakob Soma, sent me at Christmas time a 7-page handwritten letter telling me about my family and how we were related to the Hinnas. And I later had the chance to meet Jakob on 2 different occasions in visiting Norway. And he was an absolute dynamite when it came to great information. So I'm so delighted today that his daughter, Liv Ingrid Ingebrigtsen, and I think Liv Ingrid's husband, John, will be on the call as well to lead us through a discussion of Rasmus Paulson Hinna and his wife Anna Maria Auglend. I don't know if I don't want to upstage you, Liv Ingrid, but I do want to use as an introduction the picture. Well, no, I'll talk about that picture when you get to it. So you're on, Liv Ingrid. Go to it.
Okay, that's good. Yes, now you have. We start with Rasmus Paulson Hinna and Anna Maria Auglend, and they lived on a farm at Hinna. They had several sons and daughters, and in the middle you can see Rasmus and Anna Maria, and clockwise from the top, Maren Malena, Anna, Severin, Ole Anton, Rachel, Paul, and Tore. And I will speak about Anton. We called him Anton. And I will also say something about Tore, because some years ago, Paul hadn't found anything about him. So I tried to find something about him, and yes, I can tell you something a bit later.
Could I interrupt just briefly? Please forgive me, Liv Ingrid. I won't do this any more necessary. But this photo, this collage of photos that you see here is a very famous photo in different families in Norway.
Yes.
Do you want to tell about that?
Well, I think you can find it several places in families in Norway, this picture.
Yes. Go ahead.
I also think you can find it in America.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
In fact, Fredrika Gilja is on. Fredrika is the widow of Charles Gilja, my brother. And Fredrika, you have some story about this famous photo, don't you?
Well, yes, there's a connection by marriage with my Folkford family. The Folkford was my maternal grandfather, and I'm trying to remember the connection, but there's definitely a family connection
through the Sandy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's through Maren. I think Maren married a Sande, I believe, and Sande was a cousin to my mother.
But there isn't a cute story, one about you and Chuck going into a house that was in your family, and you saw this picture on the wall, and you thought you and Chuck were related?
But yes, that's right, because we'd seen it in Chuck's family too. So that is your story.
In fact, Chuck and Frederica gave me a print of this that's hanging on my wall right behind me at this very moment.
Yeah,
it's quite a. So you came from different families, didn't know that you had a family connection with each other. It doesn't make you cousins. Now they're not cousins, but but it's still a fascinating connection. I'm sorry, you can go on now.
Yes.
Thank you.
I made, so where did our ancestors come from? I made a little map here, and you can see Stavanger to the left, and the fjord crossing the map called Høgsfjorden, and that fjord ends in Dirdal, Gilja. So you see some names here: Elstavåg, Lauvik, Byrkjeland, Espedal. There are places where our ancestors came from. They didn't have a farm. They didn't own a farm, so they had to be a husmann, we call it in Norway. So you don't own your own farm. You have to work for the farmer himself, and but you can live there. So they changed many times, moved from one place to another. So, but they all came from this area. And at first, they were on the east side of Høgsfjorden, and then they moved to the west side, and then they are near to Stavanger, and could use they didn't cross the sea to go to Stavanger. Yes. If we go back to 1670, we find a man called Ivar Josefsson Hove Byrkjeland in Innforsand, and he had a son, Christopher. And this Christopher Ivarsson Elstavåg, he came to Elstavåg, yeah, and he had a son called Ivar, and he again had this Ivar had a son called Paul, and so yeah, this Paul was married 2 times.
You're talking here about
yes.
Paul,
I want to go back on the. Oh.
Paul Iverson Hinna is the grandfather of Rasmus Paulson Hinna.
Yes, that's right. Okay. That's right. Okay. But he was married 2 times, and the son of Paul is then. Yeah, I go further on. Then we come to Rasmus. Yes, and as I said before, he lived at Hinna on a big farm, but he didn't own the farm himself.
And this is right almost in the middle of Stavanger, isn't it? It's very. Is it part of Stavanger?
It's about 5 kilometers.
But no, it's within Stavanger.
Yes, now it's a part of Stavanger. But at that time, it was another
community.
Community, yes.
Yes, okay. Arna, hi.
Hi.
Here is not the children of Rasmus. I have mentioned them before. And now I will say something about some of them. Here we see May, your mother, holding a picture of the farm at Hinna. It is made by a famous art painter. He was living 1871 to 1950. He is called Bernard Hinna. Here, after Rasmus was dead, the farm was sold to the community, and they built a new farm. They used it as a farm for people who were poor and had the problems to get the work, but here they could live, and but they had to work on the farm.
Let me ask you, Liv Ingrid, where is Giljagård located relative to this place, this farm? Which direction? South, north, east?
In the middle here. In the middle here, the big farm you see here is Hinna farm.
Oh, this is the greenhouse. This is the greenhouse. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a part of it.
Okay.
But the big barn here is a part of Hinna farm.
This is interesting because as you know, we're talking about Hinnas, which is related to my mother, and then the Gilyas that
yes. Okay, but then father, they had the greenhouses further east.
Over there, on the left.
To the left on the picture.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes. Here you can see the same farm from another direction.
That looks prosperous. Is that correct, that this was a very prosperous farm?
What does that mean?
Oh, wealthy?
Well, it was the community was owning it. But they tried to help people who had who were poor, and to get them some work. But the farm it is great.
Thank you.
Yes. Then I will say something about Tore, the oldest of the children at Hinna. He was married to Silde Marie, and he was a maid on the farm. But he was the oldest one, and the father didn't own the farm. And the youngest son was born in 1851, so he couldn't do something with the farm. So he moved from Hinna to Stavanger, and there he was a carpenter, and he worked also at, we call it Weissenhuset. It's a home for children without parents. He also worked as a driver in a brewery, and his daughter married his father-in-law was owning this brewery, and it was laying not far from the lake in Stavanger. Yes.
What lake is that?
What's
the name of that lake?
Breiavatnet.
Oh, it is the one right downtown.
In the middle of the city.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You have seen it several times.
Yeah.
Yes. You can say, you know, the Hetland Church, Paul. You know the Hetland Church?
No.
Yes.
The Hetland Church. Yes, we know the Hetland Church.
Yes. On the top of the hill, and Tore was living in the hillside down to the lake.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. The Hetland Church is where many of the families, Rasmus Paulson Hinna and his wife are buried right outside the church. Yes.
Tore and his wife got several children. Some of them died. And I don't know very much about them, but I have found that the son Rasmus Paul Magnus was a typograph in a newspaper in Stavanger. Yes. And then we go back to Anton. He couldn't get the farm after his father, so he had to buy his own farm. And he bought the farm in his farm in 1876, not far from Hinna at Grannes. This farm, the farm he bought, is about 3.5 hectares. He got several children. Anna-Maria, Inga, Rasmus, Sven, Paul, Agnes, and Magnus. 2 of them died as young. Anna-Maria went to Oslo. No, I will go back. Anna-Maria went to Oslo and married and got married there. And she got 2 children. Arne and Ingeborg, the mother of Andreas and Anne here.
Did any of these children or their own children move to America?
No, no. Maybe Rasmus went a trip to America, but he came back. He had to come back because his Anton said, if you want the farm, you have to come back. So he went back. No, I don't think any others were in America.
By the way, folks, the rest of you, as you can see, the names are similar. And just to be clear here, the Rasmus and the Paul we're talking about here are not the families that some of us are related to. This is a different Rasmus and a different Paul.
Yes, this is Rasmus Grannes and Paul Grannes.
Thank you.
Yes. The same names are similar in all over the family.
Now, I should tell you, delighted that in Agnes, I have met her. I met her in 1980, and she was very upset with me because I did not speak Norwegian. That was, and she had a copy of that famous photo on her
Yes.
wall.
Yes,
And I
that's
think we
right.
got a picture of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Here is the farm that Anton bought, and later Rasmus lived here. The barn is still is the same, but the house is they have built a new house now. Here you can see the family of Anton and Anna Marie. No.
Which one is your grandmother?
Anton and Ingeborg, yes. And you can see the children here from, I have to read from my paper here. Back from left, you see Anna Maria, and no, that's wrong. It's Inga, and to the Inga to the left, and Anna Maria to the right. And so I have another picture too. So I was reading from wrong. To the left in the phone, Sven, Ingeborg. In the middle, Paul. And the little girl is Agnes, Anton. And to the right, Sven. And here is another picture. It's taken a bit later. In the middle, you see Agnes, and she is now, well, older. But here is to the left, Anna Maria, Rasmus, and Inga, and Sven, and at phone here, Paul, Ingeborg, and Anton. I think this picture could have been taken about the confirmation of Paul, because you can see he has a clock chain on his, and that was very the boys often got a clock chain when they had their confirmation. So I think the picture must be from about 1991.
Is your grandmother on this picture?
Yes. Let's go back. The girl to the left here is Anne's grandmother.
Okay, very
That's
good.
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and here she married to Hans Christian Olsen, and they got 2 children, I told you. And here, Arne got 4 children, but only one of those children are still living. Tone is still living. I met her several times. Anne-Britt died this year.
She is your aunt.
No, they are cousins of Anne.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And Ingeborg, she had 2 children, Andreas and Anne. Or Anna-Marie.
Andreas is all of your grandfather?
Once more, please.
Yes.
Ingeborg Drolsum was my mother.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, and Anne is your sister.
Oh, here's Andreas right there.
Yes.
Okay,
And
good.
we are both still living.
Okay.
I haven't said anything about your children. Here is a picture of Paul Grannes about 1905 or something. Maybe this is his confirmation. And here is a picture of my grandmother, Inga, and Agnes.
Ah,
In their national dresses. They called it Hardangerbunad.
nice.
And
Okay.
I have this, what do you call it? A moment. This apron. I have got that apron, and I have used it for my grandchildren when they were younger. And I've used it myself too. This is my grandchildren in their national dresses today. And they are a bit different from the old one. There are many patterns on these dresses today. And
Okay.
this pattern is from a place in Ryfylke called Elsa. And it's
Beautiful.
the young people want to have a such dress when they have their confirmation.
Are these Christian children?
Christian girls, yes.
Okay. Christian
So
visited me here in America many years ago.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
She called Hannah was confirmed last year, and her
Okay.
sister 3 years younger. So I'm going to make a new dress for her to that time.
They're beautiful dresses.
Here you can see Grannes. You can see the farm to Anton to the right. And in the middle, the little house in the middle is the house of Agnes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And that house built Anton when he retired in 1913. There is a little barn behind here. You can't see it, it's so dark. But I remember the barn. When I was a little girl, I often visit Agnes and her husband, and they had hens, and I like to give them food, and they had 2 white cats, and it was very lovely to stay at them. And they had no children, and I was the youngest children in the family.
Okay.
At first, they used the fields around the house, and there was also a greenhouse you can see, and they tried to grow
Wine?
nej, druer.
Wine?
Huh?
Wine?
Nej, ikke wine. Grapes. Yes, and they had potatoes and carrots and much flowers. And he had the ability to lend a horse 1 day a week from the farm. So, but the rest of the days he had to use all the work by hand. Agnes, she took over that house when the father died in 1945. And when Agnes died in 1990, my father got that house, and now I have got it. So we got a place just beside where we could build, me and my husband could build our house. But for some years now, we have lived in the old house because our daughter is living in our house. So it's possible to live in an old house from 1913. Here you can see the house, I think the house must be quite new here. And the person to the left is Anton. And the other here is Rasmus. And then Ingeborg. But the person to the left, I don't know who it is. But here you can see he has potatoes in the garden. Yes. And you can also see the little barn. He had 1 cow. And so he could, yeah. My grandmother, Inga, she married Jakob Soma. He died early, but they got a son also called Jakob Soma. And that was from my father. So yes. He was a teacher and a headmaster. He was also a politician, and he was very interesting in the family. And he lived the most of his time in Sandnes.
Liv Ingrid and I still have the photo or the 7-page letter that he wrote in 1972. Go ahead.
Yes. I also have to tell that when
there's you and your brother.
Yes, but I had to tell something, because my grandfather, he was a carpenter, and he came to Grannes to build a house, and that was the house of Anton.
Ah.
And then he met a nice girl, and they married. So it's my grandfather that has built the house, the old house at Grannes. Yes. My father married Kirsten Uwe, and they got 2 children, Jørund and Liv Ingrid.
And Jørund is a journalist, is that right? Or is he retired?
Yes, he is a journalist, yes. But he's retired for many years ago.
Yes.
Yes. Jørund got 2 children, another Jørund and Einar.
Oh, my. Oh. Okay.
And Jørund Junior has the 3 children, Trym, Tiril, and Birk.
Okay.
And they are living just in the near for me.
Uh-huh. Terrific.
And Einar is also living just in the near, but they have no children. I married John, and we got 2 children, Christian and Elizabeth. Christian is living in Volda, and Elizabeth is living here at Grannes, and they are about to build their own house today.
Christian lives in Mulda?
Volda.
Oh, he
Volda,
does.
in the near of Ålesund.
Yes, I have good Gilja friends in Mulda too.
Okay.
Yeah. But at my age, I forget names too fast. Ellen would be she's deceased now, but her husband is.
Set, I think. Set.
Yes. Yeah. What's the last name?
Helge.
Helge, yeah.
Oh, Arset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know them.
Ellen Orset.
Yeah.
Arset, yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Christian has 3 children, Hanna and Otelia, seen in the national dresses, and a son called Jonathan. He is a teacher in high school. Elizabeth is married to Håkon. He is from Larvik. And they have got 2 children, Matthias and Gabriel. And both those boys are adopted from South Korea.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful.
And Gabriel has just come to Norway. In this month.
Did Leah and Steinar Leah, were their children adopted from Korea too?
That I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Rasmus. Hey. Yes. Now we are going back. Rasmus Grannes. He married Lisa Sveinsvold, and they got 1 son. He took over the farm after his father, and they got a son called Alf. He died early. He was educated as he was a professor in Russian language, yes. And he was working in Oslo and Bergen at the university. But he became an neurological illness called ALS.
Yes.
You know what it is?
Yes. I know ALS, and I know Alf very well. He came to America and visited up at Tastad, up at Rolette, and he visited with the Paul Tastad family and the Gilja family. They lived near each other. And before he came to America, I had visited with Alf in Stavanger and had told him about the personality differences between my mother's sisters, the Tastas, and my father's brothers, the Gilja. And I told him that whenever the mother and her 4 sisters got together, the temperature in the room went up about 20 degrees, as did the number of decibels in the sound, as the women were chatting so loudly and arguing with one another. And I told him how my father's brothers and he were much quieter, and we had a good laugh over that. And then when Alf came to America, he saw exactly the same thing and had a big laugh about how Mom and her sisters were going at it heavily all the time. Did you meet Sylvia, Liv Ingrid?
No.
You didn't meet Sylvia. Okay, so Jakob knew her.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Mom.
I met a lady when I visit Rhodesia,
Okay.
but I can't remember who it was.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
Yes. Alf, he married a Russian girl, Zoya. She is still living, but
She is
she's
good.
now
Yes, I met her too.
living in a home. They got 2 children, Yngve and Lars Rune. And Yngve died as young. It was an accident. He was climbing in the mountains. So it was an accident.
Yes, that was very sad. Very sad. All
Yes, very sad.
Yeah, right. Lars Rune is still alive. Lars Rune is alive.
Yes, he is alive, and he is now living at Grannes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I can see him.
He is married twice, had 2 children with the first wife, and now he has 3 children with the second wife. And the 3 children, the 3 latest children, and the parents are living here at Grannes.
Okay.
The others are living in Bergen with their mother.
Where is Zoya living?
She is living in a home for old people.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yes.
In Stavanger?
In Sola.
Okay. I hope next year when I come to Norway, I have a chance to visit with her.
Yes.
And, she got Alzheimer's?
Huh?
She got dementia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, when we are visiting her, we can speak mostly normally to her.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to. I will see Lars, and I will want to have him take me to see her next year. Thank you.
Yes, we will try to get that. And here you see the farm today. Here is the old barn. And Lars Rune has built a new house, a modern house. But he is not the fields are leasing the he do nothing with the fields. It's another person who have the grains here. Yes. 2 old ladies, Agnes and Esther. You told me, Paul, when we went to America that we had to meet Esther, and it was very, very nice to meet her. And when I came home, I said, she reminds me of somebody, but who? But here you can see them both, and I think they have to be in family. They are cousins.
Yes, and Agnes, I can see some of Agnes in my mother's family. Yes.
Yes. But also in the way Esther behaved, remind me of Agnes. Yes, they had a good answer to everything. For example.
Okay.
Yes. But they have never met each other. And I also found an interesting picture in the photo album of Tinius and Rasmus Tastad.
Very good picture. Very good.
And it must. My father had written the names, so maybe he has met them.
I can't tell.
No,
We have other pictures of Rasmus and Tinius too. So
no. But now you have.
that one photo of Paul and Andrew and Rasmus and Tinius with their mother in 1909 after their father died. But maybe you don't have that photo. I have that in my collection. Anyway,
Okay,
is this the last one?
No.
Okay.
Here is the old house today.
Yes.
The house that Anton built, and it's our house to the left, to the right.
This is your house today.
Yes. So
And
we
this
are
one?
living in the red house now, and we are going to move back to our white house when my daughter has got her house.
This one on the left, the red house.
The red house is the old house.
Yes, I think
Yes.
I think that Severin's son Rasmus lived in this house. You
Yes.
think that's true?
Uh,
It looks exactly like a house I have a picture of.
no, that house built Anton.
That's not possible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Keep going.
But maybe the old house on the farm was not very different.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Mm. I think that was the last picture. Yes.
So that's it.
Yes, that was everything.
Okay. Many, many thanks. Now we'll open up to questions. Any of you have questions? Arna? Peter? Arna, you have a question?
No, I only no, I don't know these people, so
Sure. You know the area pretty well.
yeah.
Sure.
It don't look like that now, though.
No, maybe I should take a picture of the farm at Hinna today and send to you.
Well, let me try something else, Liv.
Yeah.
Can any of you see this?
You're gonna have to show your screen, Paul.
Okay, here. Can you see this?
No.
Is it? You can't see. You can't see.
Yeah, we
this?
see that. We see it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I
Okay.
want to show you. Oh, this is yours.
Yes.
Yeah, I had another one. Just be patient here. This is experimental. Can you see this?
No, I can't.
You're gonna have to show your screen again, Paul.
Yeah. Okay. You see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now I'll get down to further pictures. Some of the same photos that you have.
Yes.
But,
I got some pictures from you.
Yeah. Okay. I have this other photo of the Rasmussen, and I thought it had that same picture. We'll forget about that. Okay. Questions from others? Andreas, any comment?
No,
Any comments, Andreas?
no thanks.
Okay. Anna?
Thanks.
No.
Okay. Peter?
No.
Okay. Jessica?
I can't think of any right now.
Okay. Frederica?
Frederica, you'll need to turn on your audio.
Yeah. Frederica, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
It's interesting
Yeah,
how the names repeat themselves. So you have to really clarify which branch of the family that you're in.
Yeah. But any questions from you?
No, thank you. Very interesting, Liv.
Mike Oyseth.
I guess I could use a review as to how the family that was talked about today connects with those who came to Rolette.
That is tough.
Just to go back and
Mike,
clarify that again.
Yeah, the Rasmus Paulson Hinna family, one of their sons was Severin, and Severin was the father of Paul and Andrew Tastad. So which were the two that moved to Rolette. That's the connection. That's the broad connection. And then Paul was my grandfather, and so the Beaver woman in your family, she was married to Paul Tastad's son, Walter. So he was married to Anna Beaver. So that's the connection to the Beavers. Jeff, any questions from you? You're muted
No,
too.
I don't have any, Paul. It was interesting.
Oh, okay. All right.
I appreciate it.
Any further comments that you'd like to make, Liv Ingrid?
No, I don't think so.
It was
I'll be
interesting.
looking forward very much to seeing you next summer, or next September.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay, I'll knock on your door sometime.
Yes.
Could you ask Andreas to send me, or you could send me his email address? I would appreciate that. And Jessica's and Anna too, if we can get those. Thank you much.
I will
All right,
send
are
you.
we about ready to say goodbye? Huh? Any further questions about anything that anybody has about union or anything?
A little
Go
thing
ahead.
about these two ladies that always had a very quick answer. They was related to you.
The two ladies that what?
Yes.
That was my mother.
Always have a quick answer. They was related to you, and I can see.
You can tell that. You can tell that. Yeah. All those folks out at Gilead are also quiet.
Yeah.
By the way, Arna, you know Jeff? Have you met Jeff?
We haven't met in person. We met
only on Zoom.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again, dear friends. Great afternoon. We'll get this recording off to you just as quickly as we can, and then we'll be on our way. So thank you again, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.